Hello, boys and girls. All right, so right off the bat, we're going to get into dividing by whole numbers. You need to get to page 351 for your notes. We're in session 2 of 17. We're going to start off by reading and trying to solve the problem below. So we have Coach Ann is setting up a 2.7 kilometer race, and she uses flags to mark off 9 equal sections. 9 equal sections of the race. How far apart should she space these flags below? So we have 2.7 divided by 9. Okay, so we're going to make 9 groups out of 2.7 and figure out how big those sections are. So to do that, I want you guys to make 2 squares and 7 tenths. So I've got 2 holes and then I've got 7 tenths. I remember my lines are my tenths. Now, if I wanted these to all be tenths, because I have to break it all up into equal parts. So I'm going to need to turn this into tenths, and I'm going to need to turn this into tenths. And 1 whole equals 10 tenths. So I'm going to need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that one's done. And I'm going to need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 9 up here, and I've got 20 down. No, 7 up here, and I've got 20 down here. So it says divide 27 tenths into 9 equal groups. Now I know that 20, hang on. So I know if I have 27 tenths and I'm dividing by 9, I've got 27 divided by 9, which is 3. So I can make these groups of 3 to make 9 groups. So I've got 1, 2, group of 3, 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 another group of 3, and I think I missed one. Oopsies. Group of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 groups of 3 tenths. So my answer is actually 0.3. 3 tenths are in each group. Kilometers long. That's how far apart these flags should be. All right, so another way that I could do this is if I were to do groups of, let's say, a fraction model. So I've got 27 and I'm making groups of 9. So if I have, let's see, no, what's the best way to draw this with this thing? Let's say I've got, here is 9 groups, 10, here's 10, and here's 10. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide these up into groups of 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's asking me if I have 27 of these, what would be my division? So 1, 2, this is 10. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I've got 27 and I'm dividing it by groups of 9. So let's say this is one group of 9. And I need part of this to make the next group of 9. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There'd be 3 left over there. If I've got these, it's basically asking me how many groups can I make of this, and I can actually, if I'm dividing this up into 9, each of my groups would come out to be 3 tenths. So what I'm doing is I can count off the tenths into 9 sections with 3/10 in each group. The flags can be 0.3 kilometers apart. So if you're confused right now, just have patience with me because the first page is always confusing. Once we practice a little bit more, it gets a little easier. So what it's saying is we can explore different ways. So this is the same problem, but we can picture it a little differently. So you can draw a bar model. It's saying that this is equal to 27 kilometers. We know the number of kilometers that we have to divide, and we know the number of equal groups. So we're saying this is 9 equal groups. So it's asking how much is each of these groups by. So you do not know the number of kilometers in each group. You'd have to figure this out. So in each of those, we would have 27 divided by 9, and we know that that's 3. So these are 3/10 because we're working in tenths. This is 27/10 divided by 9 equals 3/10. 27/10 divided by 9 equals what? And 9 times what gives us 2.7. So again, they've given you the 27/10. I know it's tenths because I land in the tenths place. So 9 times what gives you how many 27/10? The answer is 3. So I'm going to do a practice one real quick. Let's say I've got 2.4 tenths divided by, I don't know how to do the divided by 8 wholes. Okay, so what do I know with this? I know that I've got 2.4 or 24/10 because my 4 is landing in the tenths place. So I'm going to rewrite that as 24/10 divided by 8. So what do you guys know about 24 divided by 8? 8 goes into 24 3 times, but we're working in tenths. So my answer again is 3/10. If I had, let's say 4.2 divided by 6, this is 42/10 because I'm landing in the tenths place, oopsies, divided by 6, which equals, drum roll please, 7. 42 divided by 6 equals 7, but because we're in tenths, it's 7/10. All right, so if we look at the picture, why is the bar divided in 9 equal parts? It's divided into 9 equal parts because we're dividing by 9. So we're going to go ahead and put that in here because we need mark offs for the flag of 9 equal sections. So we need to figure out the length, of each section. So if we look at the model it, this one right here, it's asking us how does the division expression 2.7 relate to the bar model? So how does this relate to this? And it relates to it because it's basically saying that I have 2.7 kilometers and or I've got 27 of the tenths. So it's still saying that we have to, in order to find the size of each group, you need to divide the number of number of kilometers, which is 2.7, by the number of groups, which in this case was 9. So how do we know that 2.7 equals 27 tenths? So we know that because 2 wholes equals 20 tenths. So yeah, we know that 2 wholes equals 20 tenths, and we know that this side of it is already telling us that we have 7 tenths. So that gives us 27 tenths. Okay. How far apart should each of those flags be? And we're going to say 3 tenths of a kilometer. So when we write that as a decimal, it's 0.3. Whoa. So how can we divide a decimal by a whole number? So if we're going to do that, we're going to say that you can either write the related multiplication problem and figure it out that way, or we solve by using the whole number and place the decimal point to show what place value we are working in. So tenths or hundredths. Cross this off and we're going to apply it. So it says, how much will each person receive if $20.35 is split equally among 5 people? Show your work. So our problem is 20.35 divided by 4. So one way that we can do that is that we're going to chunk it out. We know we have 20 whole dollars. And if, oh, boogers, not divided by 4, divided by 5. We have 20 whole dollars. If we take this part of it and do 20 whole dollars divided by 5 people, that gives us 5 times 4, which would be $4 a person. But we still have this 35 cents that we have to divide by 5 as well. So we have 0.35 divided by 5. Now this is in hundredths, ladies and gentlemen. I have 35 hundredths divided by 5. So if I write over here that I'm working in hundredths, and then what I do is all I think about is the whole number. So I have 35 wholes divided by 5. I'm landing in the hundredths. So 35 divided by 5 is 7. Sorry, my brain's not working today. So I have 7, and I'm in the hundredths place value, which means that this is landing in the hundredths. So there's a tenth there and a decimal there. So ladies and gentlemen, I've got actually 7 cents over here, and I have to add that to the $4. So in total, I get $4.07. All right, now we've got 99 hundredths divided by 11. All right, if I have 99 hundredths, that means that I'm going to rewrite this like this. So 9.99 divided by 11 equals something. Now I know that I'm working in hundredths because I know that because I'm landing in hundredths over here. So I have to think to myself, if this were whole numbers, 99 divided by 11, or how many 11s can I fit into 99, my answer is 9, right? So I know that 99 divided by 11 equals 9. However, I need to make sure that I'm using my place value. It equals 9 hundredths. Ooh, that's awful. So if I'm writing 9 hundredths, I write it as 0.09. Here's my answer. So over here, I've got 51.2 divided by 4. So I've got 512 divided by 4. Here's my point. What am I working in? I'm working in tenths, it looks like. So I'm going to write tenths over here to make sure that that is where my decimal lands at the end. It's my backup over here. Okay, so that means that I have 512 tenths is what I have. And I'm dividing that into 4. So if I have 512 divided by 4, what I can do is I know that I'm going to set up my division and do 512 divided by 4. So 4 goes into 5 one time. 4 times 1 is 4. I'm going to subtract. So that equals 1. I'm going to bring down my 1. 4 goes into 11. It goes into 11 twice. That's 8. I'm going to subtract that. 8, 9, 10, 11. I get 32. And 4 goes into 32. How many times does 4 go into 32? 4, 8, 16. 4 times 8. 8 times 4, 16, 30. Yeah, okay, I can do this. 4 times 8 is 32. Oops, 32. And I get a 0 as remainder. So I've got 128. But remember, I have 128 tenths. So if I have 128 tenths, that means that my 8 right here needs to land in the tenths place. Therefore, I have 12 and 8 tenths. So C is the correct answer. Don't forget, if you're going to do it this way, you have to remember, boys and girls, what you place value you're working in. All right, that is all I have for you today.